Hello, dear traders. Welcome to this video on the scalping strategy using the Indices Algo indicator. This million-dollar strategy is designed to help grow small accounts very quickly, provided you stick to the process with discipline. Today, I'll walk you through all the features of the indicator and show you how to use it to take full advantage of its signals. For those of you who are new here, Indices Algo is a non-repaint indicator designed to identify buy and sell opportunities on synthetic indices, Forex, stock indices, commodities like gold, and even cryptocurrency markets. This indicator is perfect for traders of all levels, offering built-in tested strategies to maximize profits. Before I show you how to install Indices Algo and use it to scalp the markets with precision, let's first take a quick look at the interface so you can fully understand each of its components. The indicator is made up of three main elements. First element, buy and sell arrows. These arrows appear at key potential reversal points based on advanced trend analysis. When these arrows show up, you'll also receive alerts that can be sent directly to your smartphone. Then the second main element of Indices Algo is what we call bound lines. These are lines that frame the price and provide a clear visual of the trend. They're calculated using a combination of RSI, several other classic indicators, and fine-tuned with ATR. Now, I'm not here to explain all the formulas behind Indices Algo, but rather to show you how it works and how it can help you. So, let's move on to the third main component of Indices Algo, support and resistance lines. These lines are automatically drawn on the chart and are the only dynamic components of the indicator. They mark the highs and lows of any market, acting as a filter for the buy and sell signals generated by the arrows. Now, let's move on to installing the indicator. It couldn't be simpler. Whether you're using the trial version of Indices Algo or you've already upgraded to the full version of the indicator, the installation process is exactly the same. Let me walk you through it step by step. Step 1. Extract the .zip file you received after registering. Usually, all you need to do is right-click on the compressed file and select the Extract All option. That's it. You'll then see a folder which you can open to access the indicator's installation files. Step 2. In the folder, you'll find multiple files. Locate the Indices Algo file with the EX5 extension and double-click it. If MetaTrader is open, the indicator will automatically install itself, as shown on the screen. Step 3. Once the indicator is installed, follow the same process to install Indices Algo Buy and Sell Expert Advisor. This EA will allow you to effortlessly and automatically execute trades on the market, complete with predefined lot sizes, stop losses, and take profits. In your MetaTrader terminal, you'll now see the Expert Advisor listed alongside the Indices Algo indicator. However, if this installation method doesn't work for some reason, don't worry. I'll show you an alternative approach to get the job done. First, I'll uninstall what I just installed so we can start fresh. This time, you'll need to manually copy the indicator file, as you can see here. Next, return to MetaTrader and click on File. Then open Data folder. Once there, navigate to the MQL5 folder and then open the Indicators folder. Simply paste the file you copied earlier into this folder. After that, close the folder and return to MetaTrader. Right-click on Indicators in your MetaTrader terminal and then click Refresh. As you can see, the indicator now appears in the list of installed indicators. You can follow the exact same steps to install the Indices Algo Buy and Sell Expert Advisor.
Okay, let's go.
And that's it. You're now ready to move on to the next step, which involves opening the chart for the asset you want to trade. Let's start with the synthetic index known as the step index. As always, I recommend using a chart with a white background and distinct colors for each element to ensure maximum visual clarity. This makes interpreting the indicator's signals much more intuitive. To do this, simply right-click on the chart and select Properties at the bottom. From there, you can customize the chart to your liking. Of course, you can set it up however you prefer. The most important thing is to have a chart layout that feels comfortable for you. Now that we have a clearer chart, we can load our indicator. To do this, you can either drag and drop it onto the chart as shown, or right-click on the indicator and select Attach to Chart. Once that's done, the indicator's settings window will appear. In the Inputs tab, you'll first see the basic parameters. These include the number of candles the indicator will cover. Limiting the display to the last 2,000 candles improves performance. This is because Indices Algo uses a lot of resources, which can slow down execution if applied to the entire chart history. For the scalping method you're about to learn, you can even set it to display only the last 1,000 candles if you prefer. In addition to the basic parameters, there are also trend line parameters, arrow parameters, support and resistances parameters, and notification parameters. You have full control over all these settings. For example, you can choose whether or not to display various components of the indicator by changing their default values to false for options like Show RSI Bounds, Show Arrow Signals, and Show Support and Resistance Lines. As for the notification settings, you can choose to receive alerts via email, on your computer, or on your smartphone. By default, all notifications are enabled, but you can disable them if that suits you better. Once you've adjusted the settings to your liking, click OK to apply the indicator to the chart. As you can see, everything loads quickly. Before moving forward, click on Tools, then Options. Go to the Notifications tab and configure the alerts as shown. Check the relevant boxes, enter your MetaQuotes ID, and click Test. You'll see a small notification if everything is set up correctly. Now I'll show you how to enable or disable each component of the indicator. Let's start with the arrows. To quickly access the indicator's settings, double-click on the bounds lines. From there, you can change the default value for Show RSI Bounds to false. Click OK, and as you can see, the arrows disappear from the chart. We'll follow the same process to make the arrows reappear. Now let's try disabling the bounds lines, as we already know how to do. As you can see, all that's left on the chart are the arrows and the supports and resistances lines. To bring back the bounds lines, right-click on the chart and select Indicator List. From there, choose Indices Algo, then click on Properties. You can now enable the bounds lines again, as shown. Now that we've reviewed all the components of the indicator, let's move on to the installation of Indices Algo Buy and Sell. As before, simply drag and drop it onto the chart. The Expert Advisor settings window will appear, allowing you to set the lot size, take profit, and stop loss you wish to use for trading. You can then adjust the dimensions and position of the Expert Advisor before clicking OK to activate it. It will appear in the upper right corner of your screen, as you can see. Additionally, it's very important to ensure that the Algo Trading button, located here, is enabled. Without it, neither the indicator nor Indices Algo Buy and Sell will function. Once everything is set up, you can save your chart as a template to avoid repeating the setup process each time you want to apply the indicator to a new chart. And that's it, you're all set. Now I'm going to open multiple charts using the template I just saved. To demonstrate how the indicator works across different markets, I'll apply it to synthetic indices like the STEP index, as well as to volatility indices, gold, and Forex. The scalping strategy we're using requires very tight spreads. That's why we primarily, or even exclusively, trade the STEP index, which has a fixed spread of 1 pip. If I open multiple charts with Indices Algo, it's mainly to show you that the tool can be used in any market. However, I recommend focusing on a single asset in a single market. This is more than enough to generate significant profits with Indices Algo. While we're at it, there may be times when the indicator doesn't display correctly on a new chart. Simply switch the time frame and return to M1, and everything should display correctly. Now let's dive into the scalping strategy with Indices Algo. It's very simple to apply. As soon as you see that all 3 components of the indicator are aligned, you can open a position. Let me show you how. First, focus on the most recent filter that appears on your chart. For example, in this case, you can see that we are currently observing a blue support line. Next, check the trend. It must be bullish, meaning the bounds lines should also be blue. If these conditions are met, you can open a buy position as soon as you see a blue arrow appear. However, as you can see here, the current bounds lines are red. This means we do nothing. We wait patiently until they turn blue again. In the meantime, let me summarize this strategy for you in simple terms. Blue support line plus blue trend lines plus blue arrow, then open a buy position. Similarly, red resistance line plus red trend lines plus red arrow, then open a sell position. As a reminder, we set a take profit of 10 pips per position for our scalping strategy on the step index. This is a highly achievable target. With the dozens of opportunities that Indices Algo identifies daily on this market, imagine how quickly you could grow your capital by staying disciplined and strictly following the rules of this scalping strategy. Now let's look at concrete examples on another asset, the Volatility 100 Index. Let's start with the trend that preceded the current one. As you can see, it was a bullish trend because the filter at this point is blue, and the bounds lines are also blue. In this context, you could open a buy position as soon as this first blue arrow appears. A few minutes later, the take profit is reached. In fact, for the Volatility 100 Index, we recommend setting a take profit of 150 pips. You could then open another position for the next blue arrow, and once again, the take profit would be reached in just a few minutes. Now for the next blue arrow, notice that it is close to the red resistance line. This means that even if all the conditions are met to open a position, you should refrain from doing so. Why? Because the indicator would have already given you a sign of a potential trend reversal. This is what's amazing about Indices Algo. It scans the market in real time and alerts you when to proceed with caution and when you can confidently enter a trade. Don't worry, I'll show you shortly how the indicator signals a potential trend reversal. In the meantime, let's continue our analysis with the current bearish trend. With the red resistance line and the red bounds lines, you can take a sell position as soon as the red arrow appears on this candle. Of course, as expected, the 150 pips take profit is easily reached. After that, you must patiently wait for the next red arrow to enter a new position. And as you can see, it has appeared, and the take profit is once again reached effortlessly. However, notice the blue dot displayed here at the tip of the current candle. This is the sign of a potential trend reversal that I mentioned earlier. When such a dot appears, you should not open any more positions until the new trend is clearly defined. Yes, this might mean you'll miss out on a few opportunities before the new trend is confirmed, but it's much better to take this precaution than to lose money by trying to catch every trade. In the next video, we'll show you in detail the money management you should implement to exponentially grow your capital using the Indices Algo indicator. So make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to avoid missing any of our future videos. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. We'll be happy to answer you.